Hi guys. So today we are discussing about electrochemistry. The two main the two main keywords of this word is electro and chemistry. Electro means electricity and chemistry means chemical reactions. So today we are going to discuss between the relationship between electricity and chemical reactions. Let's check it out. So, the main simplest definition of this is it is the study of chemical reactions that involves the transfer of electrons. I think you are comprehending me. It explores the relationship between electrical energy and chemical energy and fundamentals of both natural processes and technological advancements. And the main principle and the main heart of electrochemistry is redox reactions, which include oxidation and reduction. Oxidation means loss of electrons or gain of oxygen. Remember the word O, which means oxygen gain. And then the next introduced term is reduction, which means that gain of electron. So the O means oxygen gains and reduction means hydrogen gains. It is the two main processes that occur during the process of electrical and chemical reactions. Let's quickly review through the two main kinds of electrochemical cells which are used to transform which are used to produce electrical energy in both cases. So first come galvanic cell and the other is electrolytic cell. Galvanic cell, chemical energy is used to produce electrical energy, and in electrolytic cell, electrical energy is used to produce chemical change. So it means that in case where electricity is produced is a spontaneous redox reaction, it means that oxidation and reduction take place on its own, while in the other case, in electrolytic cell, the main which supply electrical energy to produce some chemical changes, so it is a non spontaneous redox reaction. As you already know, the term spontaneous and non spontaneous, spontaneous words refer to some processes which occur naturally, and non spontaneous processes refer to those processes which need some energy or help to start, to initiate. So I think these two kinds of cells, the basic idea of these two cells, you are listening. Then comes the galvanic cell. A brief description of galvanic cell, which is also called Daniel cell, in which zinc electrode and copper electrodes are used, and these electrodes are dipped in solutions. Zinc electrode is dipped in zinc sulfate and copper electrode is dipped in copper sulfate solution. So here at zinc, remember the term load, where oxidation occur at anode. Here zinc act as anode. Here loss of electrons occur. Zinc donates its electron, which moves in the circuit, and then it reaches to copper electrode. The copper act as reduction cell, so it gains these electrons, and in this way the circuit is completed and electricity is generated, and you can use this electricity to run your appliances. In this way, chemical energy is basically used to produce the chemical energy. Here chemical energy is used to produce the electricity. Here zinc electrode act as anode and copper electrode act as cathode. And another important term which is used in galvanic cell to neutralize the whole procedure, which is the salt bridge. Salt bridge maintains the charges in both half cells. On one side, as we know that electrons are losing, zinc lost their electrons, so leaving behind only positive charges, and on the other side copper leaves behind negative charges, so both becomes equal, which is another important problem which is to solve. So scientists generate the salt bridge to maintain the electrical neutrality between both half cells, to control the flow of charges between both half cells. I think you are mm, comprehending the basic idea of galvanic cell, in which how chemical energy can produce the electrical energy, and the main concept of salt bridge, which is used to neutralize the whole chemical reaction. Then we comes to know about the electrolytic cell. Electrolytic cell means electricity is the cause to destroy or to split. Lytic means breakage. So electricity is the cause of leakage or breakage. In this cell, water is used. Water is split into its constituents, which is hydrogen and oxygen, as you already know, and this is a non-spontaneous process. So here hydrogen fuel is produced. Hydrogen formed at cathode and oxygen forms at anode. So the main process of this cell is to gain hydrogen gas, and it means that H2 act as cathode, and O2 act as anode. So here oxidation and reduction takes place. And then next comes the applications of electrochemistry, which is very important in our daily life usage. It includes batteries, fuel cells, corrosion resistance, and electroplating. As you know that electroplating, how gold is spreaded, or is spreaded on some other metals, how a silver spoon is produced, silver is become attached on a surface. It all comes through electroplating, in which the metal on which we are going to electroplate some other metal act as cathode, and in the same way anode for example, anode is made up of gold, and and it acts as anode, and on the other side cathode is present, which is some other kind of metal, and we are going to attach gold on this metal. So gold acts as anode. Here loss of electrons occur, and these electrons are gained by the other electrode, which is cathode. In this way electroplating occur. And then comes corrosion, means making materials which are corrosion free. And then comes fuel cells are very efficient, clean energy conservation. Okay, and then comes batteries. Batteries are a very important need of today's world. I think that more or less every electrical appliance is using a kind of battery. So they are very important, which works on the principle of electrochemistry. And there are they can be made portable also, so you can use it in your mobiles and other devices. Lithium ion batteries power smartphones and laptops, because lithium ions take a long time to consume. Their consumption rate is very slow, so they can be made as they can use it for a long time. And electric vehicles also use high capacity batteries to transport to drive the future of transport. And in the same way hydrogen production, which is produced through the electrolytic cell, enables clean fuel generation. Hydrogen act is a very strong fuel, so they can be easily produced through electrolytic cell. And the future of electrochemistry is very huge. They can produce sustainable batteries and green energy solutions. And then the last thing is the conclusion. So electrochemistry is a fundamental science continuously pushing the boundaries of energy and materials. It's a very dynamic field and a lot of daily uses. You are conventionally using them. So it's a quick review of the chapter electrochemistry, and then we are discussing each of these topics in complete description. Here is a brief intro of this chapter, then we can discuss other topics in detail like galvanic cell, electrolytic cell, how batteries work, yeah, and how fuel cells are work, their efficiencies and their more daily life usage. Thank you for your attention. So, guys, here is the end of my